Hello, Wamego families and community. I'm Josh Meyer, your superintendent, here with your October update. We're nearing the end of the first quarter of school. It's quickly coming to an end. A couple updates for you on enrollment. We had our count day on September 20th, but our enrollment is down. Historically, over the past 4 years, we've seen a steady decline. We're just under 1,500 students in the district. Our smallest class is 81 in kindergarten, and our largest class is our freshman class at 134. So that's something we need to keep an eye on down the road in the future, analyzing staffing needs and facility needs. So nothing alarming, but just something we'll need to analyze as a district and Board of Education. Enrollment also affects our budget. We have published our budget and approved the budget, and it is all the information is posted on our website. Transparency is very important to our Board of Education, so you'll find lots of information on the website regarding that. So again, enrollment relates to the budget, so that's something we'll need to keep an eye on in future years and analyze whether there's a pattern here of declining enrollment or what that means for our district. So something we'll keep an eye on. Also want to recognize our Kansas Teacher of the Year nominees for USD 320. J.C. McIntosh is our Elementary Teacher of the Year, and Adam Topliff is our Secondary Teacher of the Year. So they will represent our district in the Kansas Teacher of the Year award ceremony this spring. Coming up, we have some facility needs assessment meetings going on with our committee. This fall we should have a public meeting regarding those facility needs, and then this spring we'll dive into more solutions to address those needs. Also, Mr. Meitler and his committee has been working on an early learning facility, so we hope to have more information on that and make some headway and gains on that project coming up in this spring. So for this month's update, I want to have a conversation with Mr. Hornung at Wamego High School. He's been honored as the Kansas Teacher of the Year by the Gilder Lehrman Institute. Good morning, Raider families. I'm Josh Meyer, your superintendent here at USD 320, and I'm here with Mr. Shawn Hornung. He's a teacher in our social sciences department here at Wamego High School, and he's recently been named the Kansas Teacher of the Year by the Gilder Lehrman Institute for American History. Tell us about what your reaction was when you first got that notification.
Well, there's the old saying, there's two types of people in this world, those that are humble and those that are about to be, and it was pretty humbling. I know who's on the selection committee, and I know there's a lot of great educators across the state of Kansas, so to be selected was pretty humbling and meant a lot. And it's also kind of funny when you're the fourth best teacher in your lunch crew and the second best history teacher. So I don't know what the criteria is, but yeah. So it was exciting.
Good. Talk to me about the application process. What was that like?
The application process, you have to kind of let them know about what goes on in the classroom, and so you have to share a lesson and then share what you do outside of the classroom and the contributions you make with regard to history and education in general. And so it's an opportunity for me to talk about what we do in the classroom with students. So that was exciting to kind of put some shine on what we do here. So that was part of the process.
Good, very good. Tell me more about the Gilder Lehrman Institute. What do we get out of that? Have you partnered with them with things in the past?
Yes, they're a great organization for educators. They hold a lot of opportunities. I've been to 3 of their summer institutes, and they bring teachers and educators from across the United States together, and we'll study a topic. And so I like to take advantage of that in the summertime, and then I can bring that back to our students. So it's just professional development, it's networking, and it's a way to kind of make history come alive in another way, because we can't take field trips as a student body, but I can bring back what I find out and makes it a little more real, a little more touch. So.
Right. So what does the recognition mean to you, both personally and professionally?
Like I said, it's kind of one of those things that if you're named as the teacher for Kansas, there's a lot of reflection that goes into that, kind of reflecting on your practice and how you're going to get better and how you're going to represent those other teachers that, that you've been named kind of as their example for the year, I guess. But just a lot of reflection and a lot of responsibility, I guess, is how I would look at it. And then you get interviewed by the superintendent. So, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that goes along with it.
Right. Well, you were just referred to, getting better, improving, elevating your performance. And, some might think that, well, I'm named the Kansas Teacher of the Year, so I as good as I can get. Talk to me a little about that idea of improving your practice no matter where you are in your career.
You're only as good as your last game, right? I mean, we have one day, and it's the day in the classroom, it's the next day, and so you want to make the most of that opportunity with students and make sure that you're bringing something to the table for them, and that as the lead learner, we're taking advantage of that time we have together. So always looking at ways to reach students in a different way and to help them know that the smartest person in the room is the room, and that they all matter. And so we get to dive into this curriculum together, and so always trying to think of different ways to reach kids.
Right. So what inspired you to become a teacher, and maybe more specifically, a teacher of history? It was kind of a long, windy path, a little bit, because I think I always kind of liked the idea of teaching, and the idea with history, it's always about the stories. And being able to see how other people have dealt with certain challenges throughout history and how to make those connections. So as far as being a teacher, I started out tutoring when I was in college and taught at Highland Community College for a while and just kind of fell in love with it. And so here I still am. So right.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, how do you engage the students in history and make it relevant to their world?
If you can make connections to what's going on now and to see how people that have come before have dealt with similar challenges, similar circumstances, looking at the primary sources, kind of going straight to the source, if you will, and letting students know that history doesn't just happen. As you read history, you make history. So they're gonna be the next generation that we hand the pen to, and they'll write the story. So making it relevant to them and seeing connections in their own lives as young people, I think, is a challenge, but it's the way to make it relevant.
Right, it's important. Yeah. What advice would you give to new teachers or even our veteran teachers to inspire a love of learning in their students?
Never pass up the opportunity. I mean, every day's a new day, and so we have lots to learn, and so just make the most of it, and remember that some days' best day might be their worst, and we're all together, and that's one of those things that as we're learning together, that's kind of something to keep in mind, is that's that opportunity that day, and bring your best self. So
is there more steps in this process as far as national recognition?
They just named the National Teacher of the Year. She's from Virginia, and she is going to be very well representative of the great work that's going on across the United States. Okay. So, yeah, and it's kind of cool to be in the mix this year and see what other teachers across the United States are doing. So,
right.
Yeah.
So, will there be a recognition banquet or ceremony?
I sure hope so.
Okay.
No, there's one in December, and they'll have that. The state kind of puts that together.
Looking ahead, what are your goals as an educator and for your classroom and your students?
The goal is just to get better all the time and to find ways to reach kids, elevate them, let them know, that they matter, and that when they're trying to figure things out, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hard stuff is good sometimes. You know what I mean? It's okay to stub your toe a little bit and to come back, and so that's something that I look forward to every day, and we live by two things in the classroom: find value and add value, and they're painted on my wall.
Right.
And so that's find value in what we do, find value in each other, and be someone that's value additive. So when you come in the door, make sure that you're bringing your best self and have something to contribute to the group. So.
Right. So what does this award say about your staff, or the staff of Wamego High School, and your colleagues and the students?
You know, I can't say enough, really, about the community of learners we have here at the high school, my department, you know, people that I teach with in other venues. They challenge you, and they ask you to bring your best self. And the students, we're just very blessed. We're very blessed to be able to work with the students we do. And you know, every time we've tried to start an initiative, it's not well, you know, how or why. It's yes, and let's figure it out. And so that's, I mean, I think about the honor flight too, and the success we've had with that. So.
Is there anybody that you'd like to recognize along your teaching career and your journey?
You know, I could go through some of my fellow educators and some teachers I've had, but my mom has a huge love of learning and always has, and so she's always been kind of pushing me from a young age. My wife has always said yes. You know, in the summertime when I want to do some professional development and become better at what I do, you know, if that takes me away from home a little bit, she's always supported me. And then my daughter Ava, she reminds me why I do it, you know, because I get to work with other people's kids, and that's a great responsibility. And to watch her learn over the years, it's a good reminder of why we do what we do.
Right.
So I'm very fortunate in that way.
Right. Very good. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just that I appreciate this opportunity. I'm not real comfortable with this, but you've been very pleasant as an interviewer. So
Very good. Well, congratulations.
Thank
This is
you.
awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I appreciated the conversation, visiting with Mr. Hornung about his recognition as Kansas Teacher of the Year. So it's my honor to serve as the Wamego community as your superintendent. One district, one team, one purpose, one Wamego. Go Raiders.
1, 2, 3, and.